Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim out in the Four Corners, teaching truth and sincerity. This is Tasha Required Mouth of the GMS Dallas Camp, coming at you with a quick hit. Lord's willing is edifying unto the hopeful elect. Going into Sleazy E, and the misery which he has brought upon the earth. But I'm just going to jump straight to the scriptures. Lord's willing is edifying unto the hopeful elect. Okay, this is I'm going to start here at Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 and 1. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Okay, it says, our lives is short and tedious. Okay, and in the death of a man, there is no remedy. Right? Neither was there any known. It's like neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. So this is going into the mindset of Esau. Okay. So like it says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves. So they're reasoning with themselves because they have no thought of Yahweh Shemi Shai. So like I think that's Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 verse 1. Yeah, it says, surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of Yahweh, but by Shemi Shai, and could not out of the good things that are seen, because he's carnal, he can only see, instead of having faith and believe, which that is the spiritual. Okay, it says, who are ignorant of Yahweh Shemi Shai, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is, which is Yahweh Shemi Shai. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster. Okay, and that workmaster is he that createth all things, which is Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Okay, and the reason why the world pushes that is because they are ignorant, But going back to Wisdom of Solomon 2, 2 and 2, it says, for we are born at all adventure. All right, so they have the fatness of the earth. All right, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been, and that's in the kingdom to come. In the kingdom of heaven. All right, because Esau isn't going to be sitting on that pedestal anymore. He's going to be back there at the position that he's supposed to be in, which is at the bottom. Okay, it says, so like it says, and we shall hereafter as though we have never been. All right, it says, for the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our hearts. They don't have wisdom, they don't have knowledge, they don't have understanding. They are brute beasts. Okay, and they are miserable because they don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that was given unto the nation of Israel. Okay, so with that, I'm going to jump to Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 10. It says, but the ungodly shall be, well, so like it, I'm going to jump back to 2, and I'm going to jump down to 12. All right, it says, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. All right, because the wicked knows that the righteous are not for their turn, because everything that the wicked does, he lifts up homosexuality. He lifts up pedophilia. He lifts up everything that's against Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay. All right. It says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. We look down upon the judgments that they put out, because it's all iniquity. All right, as it says in that Wisdom of Solomon 1:9. Better yet, I'll pull that after this. It says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us, with our offending of the law. All right, and Esau offends the law, which his father Isaac, gave him, because Esau knew, the law, statutes, and commandments, but he could not understand them. All right, because it wasn't given unto him to understand. It was given unto Jacob to understand. Okay, but continuing on, it says, he upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy in transgressing, and it's like our infamy, the transgressing of our education. And that's what they're doing now, because they are going against the law, statutes, and commandments. They are choosing to silence the truth. They're choosing to reject the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, which causes them to be, miserable. Okay, but let me pull this in Second Ezra real quick, Baba Kushah. Second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 28. But I started 27. It says, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared. All right. So Esau has tried to remove the law, statutes, and commandments. All right, and try to do away with Jacob altogether, as it says in that Genesis. After the mourning of my father, then shall I slay my brother Jacob. All right, so he doesn't want Jacob to succeed in anything. That's why now they are doing that. So, I'll just continue on with the precepts. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3:10. All right, it says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected righteousness and forsaken Yahweh Shem Shai. See, they have forsaken, something that the blessing that was given unto them. That's why it was passed on to Jacob, because he sold his birthright. He rejected it. All right. Okay. Verse 11, it says, for whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, all right, he is miserable. All right. He is miserable. All right. Better yet, Baba Kushah, 1 second. So I had to pull that word miserable. All right. So the word miserable, this is the Anamon Online, early 15 C. It says, full of misery, cause wretchedness, all right, of condition, from old French, miserable, all right, and directly from the Latin miserables, or pitiable, miserable. It says, meaning mentally full of misery, wretched feelings, or feeling unhappy, by relate uh, miserableness. Okay, so Esau is feeling miserableness, or is unhappy. All right, he's he's in the midst of his bull. Okay, it says a sense a sense associated with misery. All right, and misery loves company, right? So going back to it, here in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 11, it says, "For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hopes is vain." All right, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. Okay, because it's not going to profit him anything. Because this world is going to be dissolved. This world that we're in now isn't going to be the kingdom. All right, this is going to be the remnants of what not to do. Okay, so I'm going to pull. I forgot that precept I was going to pull to backdoor that one, but I'll pull that Baruch, chapter 4, verse 31. It says, "Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall." Just like it says in that Psalms chapter 83, they rejoiced at our fall. Esau was the ones that said, raise it, even from the foundations thereof. All right, they wanted Israel to be wiped off the map completely. Okay, it says, "Miserable are the cities which thy children served." Okay, and we did serve the cities. Hell, we built up the cities. Hell, we're the reason why the cities are. You know, uh, it says, "Miserable is she that received thy sons," because whenever she received us coming off those cargo slave ships, the sons and the daughters of the nation of Israel, all right, and to put us into captivity, hard bondage, like in fashion in times past in Egypt, they received our sons and daughters, or they received us. Okay, it says, verse 33. It says, "For she, for." I'll read verse 32 again. It says, "Miserable are the cities which thy children served," which we're doing now, going to work, doing all that, helping make Esau more money so he can pass it on to his people. Okay, "Miserable is she that received thy sons, for um as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation." Okay, because she was miserable, because misery loves company. Okay, misery is him seeing us in misery is him lifting up the head, and him feeling proud in what he's in the enterprise that he put forth. Okay, it says, verse 34. It says, "For I will take away the rejoicing of her multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning." All right, see how about Shimei Shai? So he's going to take away her kingdom. Okay, everything that she held in high regard in this queendom, is going to be left to naught. It's going to be nothing. All right. So even though she's pushing to make all people one by introducing that hand candy, that MOTB, Yahweh Shimei Shai said he's going to throw all that down. All right, I'll read that again. Verse 4, he said, "For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her proud, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. Okay, because Yahweh Shemi Shai is ruleth in the kingdom of men. You know, and he raises up one and puts down another, loosely paraphrasing. Okay, so it's time for the nation of Israel to be put on that pedestal again. All right, and these other nations with Esau, Edom, is going to go down into the pit. All right, with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Shemi Shai, double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone, peace and salutations to the Achimath on the four corners, teaching truth and sincerity. Shalom.